mother-in-law is super passive-aggressive, rude, and disorganized. Leading up to my wedding, she always criticized me about my weight. After our wedding, she was kind enough to offer to store some of our wedding stuff. A year later, my mother-in-law announces that she's going to do a big vow renewal celebration. Thought it was a bit ridiculous for a 65-year-old woman on her third marriage, but hey, it's her money. As the ceremony starts, the bridesmaids come down and then enters the bride, wearing my dress. At this point, I'm raging. My husband and I confront her after the ceremony where she denies and says I'm delusional for thinking it's my dress. I tell my husband we're leaving, but she starts crying and begging us to stay, swearing it's not the same gown. The next day, we go to her house to get the wedding stuff she stored. She gives us everything besides the dress, saying she lost it. After lots of screaming on my end and threats, she finally gets my dress. Lo and behold, it's the same dress she wore last night, except for the alteration of the corset and complete with her sweat and food stain from the night before. She starts sobbing and saying she thought it would look better on her because she's been working out so much and how she couldn't afford a new dress. I can now never wear my dress because she altered it to her size.
This video is for all my girls who rock extensions. I have a few questions for you guys. You ever tell somebody about your extensions and they're like, so if I pulled your hair, it would come out right now? And then they give you that look like they're asking to pull your hair. And then you just have to be like, yeah. Because I remember when I was in like 8th grade, I was in math class. This guy that I was friends with like patted me on the head one day. At first he looked at me with like complete fear in his eyes. And I was like, I'm wearing hair extensions, sir. And he was like, what? No way. And after that instance, obviously he knew that my hair was fake and that you could probably rip it out if you really wanted to. And you guys remember Yaga? One day, I was just chilling using my calculator. Then Yaga! And guess from who? That kid, obviously. Like, what makes you want to pull my hair? I don't understand. If you want me to take a piece out and dangle it in front of your face, then just say that. But I guess it's like the satisfaction of just like doing it yourself. I don't know. Also, did you ever have those people in your life that you told about your extensions? And any chance that they freaking get, oh my god, your hair is so pretty. They're extensions. Wow, your hair is so healthy and expensive. How long did it take you to grow that hair? You mean put it in? Like, I could never get away from this. I don't know what it is. Like, I just feel like everyone I meet, they just want everybody to know that I have fake hair. I don't really mind when people do this, but it's just like, wow. Like, I know I bleached my hair a million times until it all fell out of my head. You don't have to constantly remind me and remind everybody else that I'm secretly bald. Nah, but I don't know. Also, I think this one is probably my favorite. You ever, like, meet somebody, they take you on a date, you hang out, you do whatever, and right when they're about to kiss you, they go for the hand behind the ear thing. I swear, like, I can't. It always ruins the moment every single time. Like, oh, by the way, I'm wearing extensions, so before you kiss me and you think that I'm a freak, like, just so you know, you can't pull my hair. Okay, I didn't mean it to come out like that. I didn't mean, like, you just can't put your hand behind my ear. By the way, my extensions are from VP Fashion, yo. I have had these extensions for the past, like, I think a year already. And they are so good still. Like, usually when I would get Bellamy extensions, they would get, like, all nappy in the back. But these have not gotten nappy yet. And look at how good they look. By the way, I was in the Wawa bathroom, so just ignore that. But yeah, there's probably more stories about, weird hair extension experiences. Let me know if you want to hear some more.
Why I jump every time I hear keys rattle. Hold on. This can't be me doing it. It's in the distance, like somebody walking past, and I'm talking in the store, in a house. This, not okay. The thing is, I'm not the only one who does this. My sister also jumps. It's because of our dad, and I'll tell you why. See, my dad used to hang his keys off of his belt, which means everywhere he went, this sound would be heard. So if he was walking past our room, we would hear. For most people, that sound means nothing. For me and my sister, that means that we were in trouble, because it was never louder than when he was headed towards our room to tell us what we'd done wrong and to potentially hit us with that very belt. Now, it's not that bad, but I didn't realize this till recently, when my cousin kept moving her keys from one side of a chair to another, and I couldn't focus on what was going on until she stopped doing that. I was like, please. And when I explained to her why, she got it. But I was one of those people who always said that, I was spanked when I grew up and I turned out fine. It's little things like this that pops up and it's like, maybe we're not so fine. You know what I'm saying?
I've been helping my friend plan her wedding for months. We bought her dress together, brainstormed over color schemes and decor for her big day. I was so excited. She had told me that she was going to take care of all the bridesmaids' dresses and all I had to do was give her my measurements. Then, at her bachelorette party, she mentions that she's already had a dress fitting with the other bridesmaids. I was a bit flabbergasted they had done this without me and asked if they had a dress in my size, and she cut me off and said, "Oh, I'll get it sorted." Next thing I know, she's not responding to my texts or messages. I kept trying to tell myself she's just busy with wedding plans, but I couldn't help but feel like something was up. Now it's about 2 weeks before the wedding and I still have no bridesmaid's dress to wear. I contacted the maid of honor and asked what was going on, but I didn't get a response from her either. I woke up to a text from the bride this morning that said, "I'm sorry, I feel really bad for saying this, but I can't find a dress in your size. I even tried changing the whole dress style, but nothing I found would fit you. You're too big for all the sizes I could find. I don't think you can be a bridesmaid anymore." I feel completely shattered. I was really looking forward to this. My whole family knows I'm gonna be a bridesmaid and are really excited for me, and now I have to tell them I can't do it because I'm too fat to fit in a dress.
This little boy tried turning himself into the Spider-Man, and you won't believe what the doctors find next. Eric was a boy who would only dress up as Spider-Man every year for Halloween. In fact, he was so obsessed with Spider-Man that it was the only thing he ever talked about to anybody. One day in school, his teacher announced that they would be conducting experiments on spiders the next week, and Eric started to get very excited. The day of the experiments, Eric placed one of the spiders on himself in hopes that it would bite him and he would immediately transform into Spider-Man. Quickly, within seconds, the spider did bite him and he collapsed onto the floor. That's when Eric's teacher saw him on the floor and ran him to the hospital where the doctors took a closer look at him. They conducted a bunch of experiments and you won't believe what they found in his x-ray. Hit the plus for part 2. This little boy tried turning himself into the Spider-Man and you won't believe what the doctors find next. Part 2. After he was rushed to the hospital, the doctors took a closer look at him and they weren't able to figure anything out. That's when they performed x-rays, and what they find in the x-ray is so shocking you're not going to believe it. But before I show you what it was, I just found this app that lets you remove anything from a picture, and I mean anything. Just click the link in my bio to try it out, but promise me you won't use it for bad. Anyways, the doctors found out that there were actually webs being formed inside of his bones. At least it looked like it. At first, none of the doctors could believe their eyes, but that's when one of the doctors pointed out something in Eric's bones and all of the doctors were shocked.
My husband and I have one daughter, but we really wanted 2 kids, so we decided to try again. I had a really difficult pregnancy the first time, so I was really nervous about getting pregnant, but luckily I got pregnant with twin girls. My sister also got pregnant around the same time as me, but unfortunately lost her baby at 20 weeks, and her fertility was extremely damaged in the process. She's been understandably sore about my pregnancy, and her loss has dominated our world. But the other day, she asked me if she could have one or both of my twins, as after all, you have a child already, and you only want 2 kids, so one of your kids is unwanted, and I want a kid. I know she's grieving, so I had to kindly explain to her why I can't do that. But she said, "You have it all I've ever wanted. Can you try to be nice to your big sister after all I've done for you?" We were on a family FaceTime call, and my dad saw my husband playing with our daughter and said, "I'm really lucky to have a husband like him." And my husband said, "I just love my little princesses, and I can't wait for the others to arrive from their carriage." My sister blew up on my husband, saying how cruel he is for saying that, and he doesn't know the trauma she's gone through. I feel like I'm walking on eggshells around her. I've miscarried before, and I know it hurts a lot, but I also want to enjoy this pregnancy while I can.